All right, okay.
Nice.
All right, guys. So I got to tell you that we are here today with Ron Breitenbach. Ron, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here today. I've got tons of questions for you. Well, not tons. We've got limited time, but so we'll try to be succinct and to the point with it all. But I wanted you to real quickly just introduce yourself, share a little bit about the name of your company, and let's dive right in, man.
Sounds good. Ron Breitenbach, full-time real estate investor, 11 years. Company name Triple RRR Investments, located in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, the desert.
Yeah,
All right, good deal. So you said real estate investments, right?
correct.
Awesome. So, there's tons of people, right, who want to dive into real estate and get into it. How'd you get into real estate, man?
So, kind of the old thing was you kind of observe situational awareness around you. My dad had a rental property when I was in high school. Aches and pains with that, and then of course grandfather always said you can never go wrong with a piece of real estate, because the old mindset, right, is you buy property, it's going to appreciate.
Okay. So basically, it sounds like you had some influence from your family that got you into real estate. Okay.
Yes.
So what was the day? Like, how long have you been in it? What was the day you were like, okay, that's it? Because I know that you've had a job before you were into real estate. You weren't born into real estate.
Correct.
Technically, right?
Yeah, I got out of high school, went to college, got my A&P, airframe and power plant license, was in the aerospace industry for 14 years as a mechanic.
Okay.
But medical reasons, I had to switch careers. My hands started going numb, hardworking as I am, just constant, hand movement and drilling and bucking rivets and wrenching. So I said, I need something that's going to either, keep the same income level that I'm at or supersede it, right? So I thought real estate. Let's look into this a little bit more. So between the transition in 08 and 9, I found an opportunity with a piece of dirt and went after it.
Okay, so a piece of dirt, so raw land, I'm saying.
Correct.
I'm assuming is what you're saying there,
Yes.
right? So that's how you got started, is a raw land deal?
Yes.
You want to give us the real quick 1, 2, 3 on that? How that
1, 2,
happened?
3. Seen it was a ranch property out in Tonopah. It was $4.95 an acre. I said, well, I'm going to use the old mindset of my granddad. Buy now and it'd probably go up in value. So about 3 years later, had an investor call me, offer me $80,000 for all 40 acres, and I said, no, I want to keep some of it. So he disappeared for a couple, 2-3 weeks. Came back and said, look, I'll subdivide it. I'll pay for the survey. I'll still give you $80,000, and I'll take 25, and you keep 15. I'm like, so that'll pay off my loan, put 27,000 in my pocket. Yeah, let's do the deal. So,
who would say no to that?
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say
and you got to keep some land.
Yeah,
right?
to keep 15 acres free and clear.
So 15 acres free and clear.
Yes.
You made $27,000,
Correct.
and you paid off the loan.
Yep.
Dude, my goodness, so you made almost an annual salary of a low-level employee off that one deal.
Correct.
And you got some land out of it.
Yep.
Man, that's amazing, dude.
Yes.
So obviously, you mentioned you've been at this a while, right? Over 10 years.
Yes.
I think 11 years,
11 years.
correct? Okay. So 11 years. I know you're not doing raw land deals only,
No.
right? So tell me all the different types of deals you've walked into.
All right. So mobile home,
Mobile home.
because it's a way to not hurt your pocketbook if you're going to use your own money.
So was that buy and hold,
It
fix
is
and
a
flip?
buy and hold,
That was a buy and hold.
long-term rental.
Okay.
Mobile home. You get someone in there, and they're just low income level, but they need help. So you're solving a problem, but you're also still making money with the mobile home.
So what other deals have you done?
I've done 6 fix and flips.
Okay, fix and flips.
Started that around 2018. I've done 6 of those, and then I've done 8 wholesale deals, and I'm working on some big commercial stuff later.
Dude, that's amazing. So, so out of all those, you said raw land, mobile home, fix and flips, wholesale, commercial stuff. If somebody wanted to get started in real estate, like obviously you started in raw land, right?
Correct.
But knowing what you know now, if you were to kind of go back to that 11 years prior version of yourself and say, yo, here's step 1, step 2, step 3, what would you say now that, hindsight's 20/20, right?
Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, so tell me.
I made money on the raw land, but with the education that I have, I found the community of investors that teach practitioner instructors what they do. I would have took that 40 acres, divided it 40 times, had 1 acre lots and probably made 10 times of what I made at 27,000. Probably
I mean, that's
2.7 million or something.
Well, I mean, even 10 times 27,000, right? That's adding an extra zero, basically. So $270,000. You know, that's amazing. That's over $250,000 deal. You know what I mean? Just off that first raw land deal. So that's amazing, man. So going back to the question of all the different types, right? So again, you got raw land, mobile home, fix and flips. You've got wholesale, commercial deals. Where would somebody start who's just looking to get started with real estate, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely can reach out, to me. We'll leave a link below for you guys. But, my favorite way to make money in real estate is definitely wholesale. And I think that's where someone would probably want to definitely get started. I mean, no money or time, we get it. We understand. I was there, but if you're going to get into something, you got to take action. You got to get off the couch. Go start up and down your street, knock on people's door. Hey, you think about selling your home? You could contact me or another investor. OPM, other people's money. You don't just stroke a check to buy your house, right? You go to the bank to get a mortgage. No one's got $300,000 or $400,000 laying around, unless maybe you do. But anyway, so it doesn't take a lot of hours out of your week or day. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 or 2 getting started. After work, during your lunch, make some calls. Even Saturdays, grab the kids, throw them in the car, and just pregame Halloween, festivities. But walk around and look for homes that got lights on during the day, weeds growing up around the windows. What's going on with this house? Talk to the neighbors. You never know. You might drop $8 to $10 grand in your pocket just for wholesale and assignment of a contract.
So earlier, you and I were talking, and I know we don't have tons of time to get into detail.
Right.
But I just want to kind of reiterate this for the people that are listening, that wholesaling fundamentally is simply, and tell me if I'm wrong, basically you find a deal, a house that either is abandoned or just in need of some TLC, some lipstick and rouge,
Yes,
and then basically you put that under contract under a pre-negotiated price, right? So let's say it's a $100,000 home, you pre-negotiate 65 grand is what you're gonna pay for it. Right. Then you put your $5,000 to $10,000 finder's fee on there. Right. So you're selling that to the end investor. For 70 to 75,000. And then they're making the spread on after the repair value.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So they're making 30,000 or so, which is why they're interested in it. You're the finder. You're the kind of the matchmaker, if you will. You're making that $5,000 to $10,000. And meanwhile, the homeowner gets out of a distressed property that's causing them a headache. Yeah. That's the deal?
Yeah, it's usually it's a problem solver, right? Someone died in the family, someone lost a job, they just can't keep up with a mortgage payment. I mean, if you're gonna go in and talk to someone, just tell them, what would it mean to you if I can make your next mortgage payment? You may find yourself in a contract very easy, peace of mind for keys.
Oh wow. Yeah. Interesting. So we're kind of at the end of our 10 minutes.
Right.
We got to kind of constrain that. So before we wrap up and end, man, earlier you had mentioned about a link, but if somebody wants to get started, they're like, man, I don't know where to go, but obviously Ron knows what he's talking about. How do they get in touch with you, man? How do they get a hold of you? How do they get connected with you and the rest of the community that you're connected with?
Right.
Because, you've got a whole pool of investors that got money they're waiting to do stuff with. And if somebody's willing to go out and do what you're talking about with this wholesale stuff, essentially, there's opportunity there, right?
I would definitely just call my office, 602-49-CASH-1. That's 602-49-CASH-1.
Got it. Awesome. 602-49-CASH-1. And Ron, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you today, man. And I look forward to seeing the big things that are going to continue to come about.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.